So we're back with another video, and we're gonna see what's coming in for the particular style of the week. We're gonna see what challenges we may have to deal with from Sunday to Sunday. Told y'all me to send off. I might just do individually at this time. I tried to go live, but I guess I ain't got no followers yet, so I need some subscribers. So I need you tarot addicted people to come on and come follow. I need my screens. I need my screens. I need it. I need the coins. But for real, we're gonna see what's coming for the week though. So I think I got it angle right. I think I do. So, I think I do. But we're gonna see. We're going to see. Let me cut that out. Should I cut the light out? I feel like I need to cut that light out. I'm not in my room. Alright. We're gonna see what's coming. What's coming? What's coming? What's coming? What's coming? We are going to see what is coming. Alright, let's go. Ooh, I got the High Priestess. Is it focused right? The Nine of Cups reverse. Two of Wands. Nine of Wands reverse. Eight of Wands. Five of Cups upright. The Sun. Ace of Swords. Judgment in the Seven of Wands reversed. I'm trying to get my angle right. That's what I'm really trying to do. On the bottom of the deck, we got Two of Swords reversed, Ace of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Justice, and the Six of Cups. Woo! I don't know if it's a relationship or dynamic with family, but it seems like here somebody has been in a position to where they may be mentally stuck in a situation. It seems like it could be repetitive situations going on, like somebody that has been supportive, or it could be financial endeavors where it seems like somebody may be looking for a sense of support. They may be going about giving the things away financially. But it does give me though like the whole family dynamic of a relationship or building, like some sort of truth, indecision, lies, like basing foundations off from the past, like inability to be able to move forward and walk away, especially to learn from them with the Hierophant. So that's why I said, child, that's a whole nother video for another video, and I may be dropping a junk on this platform after this. So do tell. All right. Over here, the last cards, I feel like you got the Five of Swords, you got the Ace of Pentacles, you got the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. That's why I said it's like this rushing energy. Somebody may have been dealing with some arguments, some fights, some self-sabotaging. Somebody may maybe going through some disagreements in the home front. Somebody may be a little bit too eager to take opportunities. Who knows? But this is what it kind of does give me. Let's get all over here. So with the High Priestess reversed, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Judgment, it seems like here somebody has some unclear thinking. It could be a sentence around truth, where you hear me say past repetitive actions with the Six of Cups reversed. It seems like here that it may be a situation where somebody may be vulnerable, slowly becoming over time. I don't know if it's a sense of awakening, or it could be some new of enlightenment of information that comes in that has been missing out. But it seems like somebody is slowly... And the Hangman reverse, where it's like this repetitive actions though. Like it is. It's just slowly. Like somebody doesn't know how to deal with vulnerability. But when it comes from options, like not wanting to fight with the Five of Swords here, somebody may be so eager to always be in a position to be feisty that when it comes to communicating clearly, and when they really want to let their guards down, over time, it could be a problem for them. You got Nine of Cups reverse, Five of Cups, King of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. That's why I say there's been this wishy-washy process. Somebody been very wishy-washy. Like they have. like in a sense of needing to be seen, needing to be heard, not being appreciative. It could be inner light, inner working, relationship making, or when it comes to just decision, especially when it comes to family, wholeness, honesty, empathy, empathism, in those types of moments with this Five of Cups and that Seven of Wands reverse. I think somebody's own indecision and being able to make a decision or know where they stand when it comes to the High Priestess, whether this information, what is their actions are doing. Like somebody is wishy-washy. They're going back and forth. Because you got the Two of Wands here. The Sun. Ace of Swords. And then for all those on the bottom, we got Five of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands in here. So it could be a relationship. Could be baby making. Could be establishing a family, groundbreaking, financial opportunities, or receiving some sort of hand, cutting out a sense of, like, somebody to where you're dealing with the Nine of Wands type energy where you always trying to seek some sort of assistance or do certain things from a space of, because you kind of like, oh, I'm so tired of being on the defense. Oh, I'm so tired of being hurt, that when somebody goes back in life, they could be a little bit naive and not learn about the things that hurt them. So that's why I said it's crazy how somebody go from hurt to happy. That's why I said, we will see what's coming in during the week. Queen of Swords, and you got the Two of Pentacles. Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, reverse. The Moon, reversed. Savage love. Can somebody get Three of Cups coming down the bottom of the deck. Could be gossip. You know how that family drama be, work gossip. Business that isn't yours always seems like it's very enticing when it's coming from a source that feels like they know certain type of information. And then when it comes to getting to the root of the drama, of the family dynamic, of the secrecy, things that they won't expose or should be exposed, when it comes to help and new direction of new order, that could be the biggest problem. Because you got the Queen of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, you got the Ten of Cups, and the Moon here. It's kind of like this Queen of Swords is juggling back and forth when it comes to making, when it comes to dealing with, that may be the problem though, your own emotional unhappiness, where you are needing a sense of support, may not be getting that sense of support, just finding out the intentions of the people around you. There may be a lot. Because you got the Six of Wands behind that. Then you got the Ten of Pentacles. That's why I said it could be work front, could be job, it just could be the home foundation. Ooh, you got Nine of Swords, Six of Pentacles reversed, Four of Pentacles reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the Magician. Somebody's giving it the best that they got. Yeah, the Chariot reversed, and the Three of Pentacles and the Devil reversed. Yeah. Is that it though? Wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. I'm trying to put it down. Angle right. Can you see it? Anywho, but that's why I said it's kind of like for this High Priestess, whether it be male or female, doesn't matter. The sex. It does look like somebody has been dealing with how to go about certain things in a family, in the family or the work dynamic, because you could be working a job where you really just don't feel like you're noticed, you're seen, you're heard. It could be a lot to where your emotional aspect for its accumulating a sense of wealth, for its drama and peaks, that it may be very stressful. You know, the Six of Pentacles, you may not be receiving what it is that you need to receive, or you may feel like you may not know your identity of who you are because of the situations you may or may not have to deal with. That's what it kind of does give me though. Then follow back with the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, where you hear me say this kind of gives me somebody where they're tired. It could be money though. It kind of gives me this. It could be the money dynamic of family, or the relationship, or the support, or the foundation going into that, or whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like 4 and 4. Like you hear me say somebody's letting go, or could be experiencing some sort of loss. Because, you know, greed can consume people for so much, to the point when it comes to decision making that it can actually end up ruining you. Because for financial opportunities, a lot of people don't pay attention to certain details. They don't see what they have to do, what they have to put up with, what comes with it, with the risk, the emotional the psychological damage with the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups reverse. You got the Magician and you got the Chariot reverse. So that's why I said it's kind of like a defeating process. It seems like you're trying to put on a strong mask. Don't know if it's dealing with some sort of emotional, mental, physical, whatever type of abuse. It just gives me that type of thing where somebody's just drawn out in a situation where you just keep asking, keep asking, keep asking, keep asking. You got the Three of Pentacles reversed and the Death. That's kind of like somebody's not doesn't know how to compromise. It's not a fair, it's not a sharing, where you hear me say those learning experience. Taking down those learned behaviors that you have received that brought about drama, situations that's not growing, where it's stagnant, that type of energy. Ace of Cups, Hierophant. Giving you the best that I got. Yeah. No saying. I told you it's quiet over here, so y'all gonna have to get used to me singing along to my own songs. The world. Needing to end the cycle, starting new ones, getting caught up in the past, those aggressive time loops where we just keep going over the same thing, and it ain't getting us nowhere. Karmic cycles, karmic debt. Ace of Cups, and you got the Hierophant. Could be with marriage, could be a relationship. Temperance, Sagittarius energy, King of Swords, Two of Swords, Tower moment, and the Ace of Wands. That's why I said, kind of gives me that though. If it's marriage or if it's the home relationship. Wait a minute, you put the night down. King of Wands, Ace, Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Oh, my bad. No, back to what I was saying. It kind of gives me this, though, you hear me say, it's kind of like an offer in hand or some sort of emotional assistance. I don't know if it's coming in marriage or marriage is coming up for somebody or some learning or a new position where you hear me say the Six of Wands, where it's with family, where it's information that you may have learned to become heightened, or how you deal with your family in certain instances. Or it could be job careers where you need to be seen for those promotions and you're not getting those, or you could feel like, oh, I'm putting in so much time, I'm really not getting it back. And then now it's kind of like some opportunity may comes in, something that a new passion project or something that creates some sort of higher learning, higher knowledge that brings us some sort of education. But it got the Temperance and the King of Swords though, where you hear me say if it could be here for a marriage. I've been getting it a lot. I'm telling you, I don't know who's going through a divorce, but this seems like a slow, nasty divorce, or the topic of divorce. It kind of just gives me that though. But with the Temperance and the King of Swords, it's kind of like patience ain't so swift right now when it comes to certain, like patience with dealing with certain things. Somebody don't, especially with the Ace of Swords with legal matters or a new mind frame, because it's like constantly going through the bad and then wanting something new. But when it comes to applying logic to situations, it's kind of like, oh my God. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's how it kind of gives me, though. Because you got the Two of Swords, and you got the Tower moment, where it's kind of like where things aren't so slow anymore. Where the truth comes out and things set in, where you kind of see where you stand. You take on that sense of perspective. But it creates a tower type moment, where you hear me say somebody may blow something out of proportion, or it could be out of the top, it could be off of the top. You know, where it's kind of like this reconstruction type period, where it's kind of like, okay, well, we need to redo this, or we need to redo this, or whatever, for versus moving on, the Ace of Wands. Because a lot of people be thinking just because, oh, you said this to hurt me, you did this, right? Or I'm not being here, or I'm not being noticed, or what you hear me say goes back into the accountability too, where it's kind of like, say for instance, you was on the job, you was working there, and you was a person where you constantly they called you in, you took in overtime, and it's kind of like, now if you want this, it's kind of like, well, you didn't ask for it in the beginning. Some people play the long game like this in business. It's sick, it's unfair, but sometimes you got to take yourself wherever you got to go. So it's kind of like this here. So it's kind of like every Tower moment, if it's a relationship or it's in a sense of disagreement. Somebody's like, oh well, I'm gonna stay stuck. Well, I'm gonna make the option to not to. I'm not gonna dream. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna see of ways. That's what I say, especially when it comes to passion projects or new things. You got the King of Wands. That ain't nothing new. That's the same thing, Knight of Wands. So I'm not sure y'all. King of Wands reverse. That's what I say. It's kind of like this selfishness, impulsive. Somebody who's not a team player, authoritative boss. It just kind of gives me like a person who's authoritarian. Like they just need to just command, right? And they don't help. They don't help. Then you got the Eight of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles. That's why I say it's kind of like being stuck. It's kind of like being in a situation that's burdensome, it's tiring. Like you want to be free, it's need to. It could be, you hear me say, if it is a job or some career, or say for you staying in a home front where most people, where you may have a roommate, or instance, I don't even know where it's coming from, but you may have some sort of a roommate and it's kind of like, oh my God, well, it kind of helps me out at this certain point. Well, this helps me survive at a certain point, but I need something new because it's been like a bad timing. That's what it kind of gives, was just this bad timing, especially here with this Nine of Pentacles, because it's kind of like, yeah, I'm able to buy this, I'm able to do this. It do sustain me for this type, but the emotional and the psychological effect is kind of like, oh my God, this is a lot, and I don't want to deal with it, right? Ten of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Fool. But that's weird though, because a lot of people, you hear me say, when you work jobs and you deal with bossy type, authoritative type people, you go home, you can take this out on your kids, or you living in a space where somebody who could be annoying, you kind of take the energy, you take it back home. Whether it's dealing with work related, or you're on entrepreneur type businesses and all these different types of things, whether it sustain you or not. For his parenting kids, it's just a lot. Wait a minute, let me see what comes out first. But it's a lot though. I said at one point, if it's some sort of a roommate, it's kind of like at a point it sustains you, but at a point I'm feeling that it don't. Even if it's the home in front or environment or the sort of people that you may have feel like you may be emotionally invested into. That's what it kind of gives me. Like you emotionally invested into something and you're too scared to walk away. Because you got the Ten of Wands, you got the Queen of Wands, and the Fool. Somebody caught up in a cycle. Seven of Swords, that's why I said some type of truth that's going to come out. I don't know if it's this week or you dealing with the blowback of some sort of truth, or how you may operate with somebody. Maybe self-truth. It doesn't always have to be aggressive to where you like, aha, I knew this bitch wasn't shit. Like that type of thing. It could be like, yeah, I know this is what I needed to do. Yeah, this is what's been holding me back. Yeah, I didn't do this. Yeah, you know, like that type of energy. Whew. But another video coming after this though. It is. I'm trying to show y'all. Giving you the best that I got. But here that you hear me say, it seems like here it may be somebody, or you may be with yourself, or it may be like, say for instance, tricky when you have family blowouts, right? When you and a family member, or you and somebody doesn't get eye to eye, y'all don't see eye to eye, there's always some parent that's like, no, you're family, you're this. And it seems like they prolong the stay that you have in a situation versus you saying, no, I want to go do my own thing. And it's kind of like they trying to hold it together, but it's kind of like, no. And even if it's in a job, it's kind of like at that point of view, it's kind of like for your own sense of happiness. I think it's just in the position of you being able to do what you want. And it may be some lack of remorse for accountability for the things that you want. Especially when it comes to you and your kids. You may be showering them with materialism. Or with wealth. Who knows? Time, smothering. But you got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. That's why I said this here. Feeling emotionally tired, drained, stuck, troublemaking, burst of energy, where you hear me say going back to the passion project, wanting to do something, but it's kind of like, oh my God, I don't see why. Ooh, this brings me so much trouble. Then not actually being invested in what it is that you should. Page of Cups reversed, no faith, no expectations, unhappiness, discontentment in that moment. Ooh, just a lot of cups. I'm telling you, all y'all cups reversed. That's the emotional aspect, right? So you got Page of Swords and you got the Three of Wands. That's why I said just that nasty inability to learn, like not watching what you say, just feisty, returning back to the same old behavior. Like somebody may be going back down the same path. Because you got Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups, where you hear me say when it comes to you and teamwork and partnerships and starting a new beginning with new people, it's like somebody piggyback and they gonna run back to the same thing. So it's kind of like if you're trying to take on a new way of thinking because of this juggling act or need to micromanage to see, oh, I want to see how this plays out. It never does plays out because you don't even give it a chance. Because it's the 4 and the 8. You give up before it even gets stars. Then the Hermit and the Star. That's what I say. It's like you give up. It's the sense of fear. You don't know. You don't know. It's a loss. It's like literally a loss. Look at it. 2 of Cups reverse. It's a loss. Because fold, 8, fold 2, and then 1. That's all products of 8. Prime numbers. The Hangman reverse. So it's the same thing. There was somebody going down the same back road that they complained about. Or it's not complained about, but it's just like somebody is carnal minded, earthly minded towards materials, people, jobs, careers, like that type of mind. That's what somebody is. It's not overall them. It's not. Because you get the Empress, and then you got the Page of Wands, and then you go to the Five of Pentacles. That's why I said if self-love was there when it comes to certain things, it's kind of like self-love comes in the most strangest ways. It really does, because you get the Five of Pentacles energy. This is you moving on. This is shame. This is embarrassment. This is hurt. Like somebody nurturing the wounds of their past. That's what kind of gives me, though. You got the Devil and you got the Emperor. I'm trying to show you out. Wait a minute. Let me see. Ooh. You got the Devil. You got the Emperor reversed. And the Capricorn energy. That's why I said I think somebody don't know how to be alone. Let me just say that off the whap. Somebody don't know how to be alone. Because if somebody did want to be alone, or you know your identity of who you was, this Emperor wouldn't be a problem. Like you could stand up to this impulse. Like if that's you, you could be able to say, well, you know what, I'm wrong, I'm this, I could change this, I could fix these certain things, I don't have to deal with that, I could be done, I could see this from a different perspective, where the things I complain about, I'm becoming them. Like that's a lot. But it kind of gives me that though, like I said, somebody there, because you got that 7 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, being truthful. King of Pentacles. I don't know if y'all dealing with the earth sign, or it could be a boss or matters. Knight of Swords. You know how some people be feeling, oh, I make the money, I can say whatever I want to say and treat people how they want to. And they really don't work. Because the end of the 3 of Cups, where people don't want to hang with you, they talk about you, they don't want to mess with you. This energy. 6 of Cups. 7 of Pentacles. Like that happened over time. It did. Page of Pentacles. So I said that 3 of Swords. That happened over time. Immaturity. Impatience. Competition. Jealousy. Spitefulness. People who don't support you. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Pentacles. Materialism. Greed. Justice. Unfairness. Biasness in their own thinking. Closed off. Unbalanced. Life upside down, lack of accountability, not seeing how the people in the situations fit your narrative at a certain time and point. Queen of Cups, not being emotionally satisfied, draining, needy, clingy, like all those in those aspects. 7 of Cups, like recognizing that, hey, maybe it's time for me to get realize a lot of things about myself. 4 of Cups and strength. Maybe I don't have the courage I need to deal with situations how I should. Giving you the best that I got. Man, I'm telling you, I'm just gonna have to put some music. Giving you the best that I got. I like these little cards. I don't know why I've been drawn to them a lot lately. The Witchy Tarot. I do not know why. right away just be feeling like, whew, like you just need to breathe. I don't know why. It just feels that way for me. It just be feeling like, I like the other ones though. So let's see what comes out for me. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Though I said some passion projects, some love, some support, some sense of newness comes in. But it's like, are you going to be willing to accept it? Because people fail to recognize when they be wanting help or support. Like you hear me say, the help ain't going to come how you want it to. Especially a new start ain't going to come to when you're trying to fix, you're trying to heal, you're trying to be whole. Like when I see this, I tell you, when I see Queen of Pentacles, I think of all the signs mastered into one. Where it's like this when it comes to parenting, where she's evolved. Like, it would just give me evolved. Evolved, tried, and true. Like, that's what kind of gives me. And it doesn't have to be a she. It could be a he. 10 of Cups. That's why I say it's there. But it's like, how do you make it past the tower type moment? How? Like, somebody may be going through some changes. King of Wands is the King of Wands in your life. Maybe of a spouse, a person, or attitude, or personality may be holding you back. Every time I try to leave, something keep pulling me back. Every time I leave you. Okay, so you got Queen of Cups and the 10 of Cups. This is where you hear me say somebody wants to be healed. Somebody wants to have this sense of happiness and emotional support. You hear me say paying attention, wanting to be invested interest. Like, this is what somebody wants. Like, you hear me say, even if it's a defeating, slow process, like somebody wants to over time. Like, no, like, yeah, like you want to. Like, you hear me say, put in the work. 3 of Pentacles, like you want to put in the work. You want to look at the bigger picture. But Queen of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles reverse. It's like you ain't getting it. Like, you may be clinging to the idea versus what it is that you need to do. Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Swords again. It's time to chop down that foundation. Then I say 5s is instability. 5 is instability. In that moment, it could be like, ugh. You know, I tell you 5 is like the start to building your sense of foundation. Because a 5 plus another 5 is a 10. And that's completion, that's wholeness, right? Boy, you're so fixed on being so caught up in the reasons of, well, this didn't work, that didn't work, oh, I'm going through a hard time, man, I just seem like I'm just down, I'm going through this, I hate my job, I don't like my family, and push you on this 5 of Swords energy. Or you're trying to fight to sustain peace where you go, and peace is with you, not against you. I'm sorry, I be forgetting to say the signs, but if you see it and you knew it, then I'm sorry. Sometimes I be forgetting to say the signs. I really do. Because I just be more focused on getting the message across. Knight of Swords, there you go. It's there. It's in there. It's there. But it's like, how do you deal with the truth of the matter of a situation? Of your own truth. Because I told you, somebody else's business is always more entertaining than somebody else's. Because you got the Star again behind that, but you got the Page of Cups where you hear me say that lack of faith. Like, it's wishing, it's believing, it's not honest, it's truthful. Not saying, well, okay, so what, I want this and I feel like it's stupid. Right? Because you got the 6 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the Tower moment. That's why I said it's you. Every time you get a chance to move, to go towards anything new, this is here. You avoid it. That's what I say, you avoid it. It's like the past keeping somebody tethered. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's just draining. It is. Like the death of the magician. It is. Like, Scorpio energy is where it's not being honest. Like, when I see it reverse, I think about all the negative aspects of jealousy, resentful, possessiveness, shadowy, dark, the sneaky, the manipulative, like getting mad. Because say, for if you was dealing with a boss or a person in your life, it's kind of like, hey, someone, this is you. If it's family, it's kind of like, hey, this is kind of you. I just want to say that with no offense taken, but you gotta understand that you are what you eat. Nine of Wands. There you go with the defense back up. Slowly, because things ain't happening the way you want it to go, or because you're being focused on the negative and you don't have an open mind frame. So this is you being in a defensive type energy, not protecting what needs to be protected, but it's because you're protecting yourself from the Three of Cups energy and the King of Wands. Maybe it could be somebody where you hear me say that may be malicious and say, oh, I really care, and then they bring in gossip. Or you could be wanting to talk about the energy of dealing with the drama that the King of Wands have brought to your life, but it's like, no, I'm just gonna close myself off and I'm going to protect me, because last time those people hurt me. Like, that's what kind of give me though, because you got the Ten of Wands pushing that same bag lady, Judgment, the Moon, and the Nine of Pentacles. Tired, drained, depleted. This is, it's like it's a narrative that somebody has to learn with money. I don't think the narrative is the job, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, if you want to pull back, pull back. But it's just the materials that somebody gained with it, though. Like working independently, like the independence, what a lot of people think is independence. So it's kind of like with the independence of the job, somebody's like, oh, let me just keep going, let me keep going. I said the narrative isn't the job. It may be unfair, or a King of Wands, or a boss, or some masculine energy that's going to get some support. It's kind of like the narrative with the money that needs to be learned. Materialism and wealth. Every time I try to leave, something keep pulling me back. Knight of Swords. I don't know why that's in my head. Every time I try to leave, something keep pulling me back, me back. Every time I'm gonna be alright. Every time I go. Eight of Wands. Let's see what that's gonna come out. These cards just scattered. There you go. Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Quick to walk away. When things don't go your way. Could be you, though. You may got some impulse. What's the word? I can't even think of it. You may lack proper impulse. Let me just say that. I think that's how it goes. I got a brain fart at that moment. High Priestess. This is you knowing, but being wishy-washy. That's you knowing, but being wishy-washy. Let's see. Because you got the Seven of Cups and you got the Two of Cups there. That's why I said that's somebody where you hear me say walking away from what don't serve you quickly, but it's kind of like you keep returning back with the Six of Cups reverse and with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of like you may say, but you don't do. It's more with the idea in situations, because you got the Queen of Wands, you got the Four of Wands, and you got the Empress and the Page of Wands. So somebody's very problematic when it comes to listening and team building skills. Somebody problematic. They is. They don't know how to work together as a team. You may be hard-headed. Justice and the Two of Swords reversed. And then too, it's all about who you trying to get on your team. Well, I say it's this lack of accountability. It's Lovers reverse. Because it's kind of like this truth comes in. I don't know. Like I said, I should have been on YouTube. People been saying that. Excuse me for not. But we did this in a reading, and it's specifically why I said somebody that gonna have a fallout with somebody. And I was like, you so focused on being offended that you ain't gonna hear what they gonna say. I was like, so with them saying what they should have said, was their emotions. And a lot of times with arguments, people, they try to invalidate how a person perceives you. So that keeps the argument going and going and going, where it leads nowhere, right? To where now, without accountability, somebody plays the victim. Because of immaturity, impatience. Somebody needs to Somebody feels like they got to get caught. This is a person who fight well amongst people who they know they can win. So you may just be in the bait process. Knight of Cups. Troublemaker. Three of Swords reverse. Back at the Hierophant. It seems like it's issues on both parties. Let me just say this. Issues on both parties. Whether it's dealing with love, willing to receive love, how somebody wants to be loved, answering, identity with who they are, relationships with money, being truthful. Somebody's head may be in the clouds. So you kind of get something like somebody's head may be up in the damn clouds. I don't know why they came out. Then too, I was gonna say that too. Psychological damage, 6 of Cups. It could be childhood trauma. It could be inner worth because you got 8 of Cups. Somebody may not know how to accept love because when they were younger, it's how they were taught, what they was received or what they was told. Because you got the 4 of Cups. Because it's kind of like if the King of Wands is so bad, or you dealing with a boss or authoritative person or your actions, and it's kind of like you want to come back. When you gonna recognize that it's your fault, that you keep allowing this person back into your life, or they keep allowing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? And it seems unfair. I'm not trying to blame nobody, but it's this energy, this 6 of Cups with this Ace of Cups. It's there. Because this is how I was taught. If you showed hard love, you gonna like hard love. Emperor reverse. 5 of Wands. Fool reverse. I'm telling you, this give me like a lot of control issues. It really does. It give me somebody like who got a lot of control issues. And they need it. I don't know if you're dealing with this person or this you. This is a lot to bear. I'm telling you, this is a lot to bear. 6 of Wands. May need to watch where you go, who you're talking to, and who you with. Because I'm telling you, some people don't like to see you strong. Some people just want to see how strong you is so they can see the harder you fall. Every fight, every bait does not, you don't have to be a bait for it. You don't have to take the bait. Some of y'all are fish. And I say that in the most slightest way. Because that Piscean energy being illusion. Because you seen it was upright. Then it you seen it was upright. And then it came out reverse on the second spread. That's why I said some y'all are bait. Some of y'all are fish. And y'all keep taking the bait in situations. Because it's like this sink, bait, hook. I don't know what it is. Sink, bait, hook. I don't know what it is. If it's you. 5 of Pentacles. I'm telling you. Sink, bait, hook. Page of Swords.
Tristan. You gotta do this?
No.
Can she?
No. I'm doing a video. Page of Swords. Page of Swords reverse. You sink, bait, hook. Shit. There. You got the Hangman. You got that. Can you see it? Damn, my wrist. Girl, let me see. And the Knight of Swords. You only want to learn after you do some. After it's in the point. I don't know who you may be talking to. That's why I said when it comes to truth, somebody may be holding something over somebody's head. When I see that card, I think about certain thoughts, negative patterns, certain things where people hold things over your head. Like, say for instance, if you had a horrible past and you going around people who comes and bring up your past, girl, if you don't say fuck them folks, I'm telling you, read they ass for the filth and walk the fuck away. I'm just playing. That's not good, healthy. That's not healthy. Coping skills. I just want to say that the Scorpio in me just wants to say, fuck them folks. I'm just playing. I'm for real though. The Hangman reverse with the 4 of Swords and the Knight of Swords. That's you feeling guilty though. Let me read all these. For me, somebody may have had an abusive father or an abusive parent, an absentee father or an abusive one at that. That's why when it comes to The Five of Wands and the Fool. This is why when it comes to you and your independence or needing to stand alone, you like, can't nobody tell me nothing. Da, 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 da. So you walk into situations where you sink bait and you're hooked. Because this is the Six of Wands and the Devil. This is where you learn because of pride. Pride thinks that what they say, pride, what's the word? Shit, it's a riddle. You know how them old people be talking. It's pride. Pride then comes destruction. So pride then comes destruction. Shit, that's what I'm trying to say. Because you got the Six of Wands and you got the Devil here. That's kind of like in the sense of being in control. Like you're not recognizing the psychological damage that goes on to affect. Like that's that sinister type behavior. Okay, all right. Somebody don't see how they're chained and bound by the negative aspects of life. Like this may be you. Like you hear me say, a lot of people be thinking this is the shadow. It's really not the shadow. This is people who are chained by oppressive tight states. Well, my parents did this, or my sister did this, or life did this, or this person left me. Like that's somebody being chained and bound by their own darkness or hurt. I ain't even gonna say hurt because sometimes people say hurt turns into darkness, but it really just be hurt. That's why I said this ain't no darkness type energy. It's really not. Then you got the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, or you hear me say inability to go there. Like it limits you. It probably has to go to a space of humiliation. Like that's what it is. Like why are you hanging around people who humiliate you? I'm telling you, this is one dude that y'all do this to me all the time. Girl, if I could just, not on YouTube, but baby, y'all know how I feel. This ain't friend building type materials with people, where people who try to expose you, people who put you on a chopping block, people who make you feel like shit, where you're not understood, especially if it comes to work or your boss or a partner or a lover. That turns somebody off after a while. Because you got the Page of Swords, the Hang One, and you got the Hang One and the Knight of Swords. That's you not standing up for yourself. Like if you do, you do it in a nasty way. And you don't care. Like you come off as if you don't care. But the cycle is you showing them that this is what you like. They learned that. Knight of Swords, they learned that. They're like, yeah, let me go back. Let me rush back in and see what I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And then, girl, we don't say fuck them folks. And girl is gender neutral over here. Okay? So, tell you that Four Swords. And we back, you hear me say this Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. That abuse of power, that immaturity, like constant doing the same thing, not thinking things through, fast forward thinking, earthly thinking for money, materials, and wealth. Knight of Cups, Three of Swords, troublemaker, Three of Swords, overcoming, Hierophant, and the Nine of Pentacles, money. So this week, I think y'all may be doing some unpacking. I think somebody may be like individually unpacking this Queen of Wands energy. You may be taking on fire energy, trying to heal. You may be trying to heal. King of Swords. Ooh, is it there? King of Swords. Oh, I gotta hear it. It's 43 minutes. Man. Seven of Wands. King of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. I think that's it though. Because you got the Strength. Three of Wands. Two of Wands. High Priestess. Ten of Swords. Two of Cups. Four of Pentacles. And the Ace of Swords. Gotta let go to receive the new. Even if it's all that comes behind with it. But patience. Seven of Swords and truthfulness. That's why I said it goes back to the Page of Pentacles. Common sense. Think before you do anything. Like, that's why I said this that energy of bring a bone, take a bone. If you around people where they messy and they tell other people business, what make you think these people gonna be your friend? You can't build relationships in the work front with people who are malicious, who are greedy, who are selfish. You don't stand with those people. You just know, oh, I'm going to speak with them and I'm going to say what I got to say for the time being. But no, even if it's family, you like, no, this is their, oh, well, so-and-so did this, and telling you other people's truth. The Ace of Pentacles. And then they walk away. They give you just enough. And then this is where certain people tell you certain things for you to lose your cool, or you act like, oh, okay, well, it's okay. Well, it's okay. And it's really not okay in pretending in that facade. Because look at that King of Cups and that Five of Cups. Constantly have to restore yourself around situations or people. That's why I said no. It's there. But I think this week is going to be a little bit of self-reflection. I think that's possibly what's going on for some of y'all in situations, though. Some of y'all got to get honest about certain friends, certain people, certain habits, certain things, and certain substances that you abuse or use or choose when it comes to you connecting with people. Because like I said, I think somebody is a little bit more carnal minded when it comes to the noun. So there's people, places, or things. So it may be the sense of value, how you view people, or how people view you, or how you view, oh, I'm gonna go buy this, I'm gonna do this, like, I think it's that. But in the end, you did have the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, that's what I said. It's kind of like somebody's making a stand. Even if it feels like it's illogical, is you gonna stick to it? Don't know. I don't know. But kind of gives me that, though. Like, somebody finally making a stand and they taking some sort of stand, though. That's what I said. So yeah, sorry the video was a little long. But we're going to see it. I ain't going to read it because I don't feel like reading. But we just going to see what one comes out. That's what I said. But everything has its perks and quirks. Bottom of the deck, you got surrender to divine. Can you see? You got surrender to divine. That's why I said. Some of y'all did get that, though. That's why I said for its expectations and belief. Some of y'all lost your faith. And y'all put more faith in human beings. Humans will always fail you. Remember that. When you learn that we perfectly flawed, then you'll understand that, hey, everybody has a purpose that they serve in your life, when they do and when they don't. It's just that you don't look down on them because they hurt you. You just finally realize that you had to learn as well. So you know where you need to go. Your commitment is being tested. Where you hear me say, if it's a sense of relationship, it does give me a difference in finances. I was going to say that about who's being the most financially stable at one point. This is the first quarter moon. The end of a tough cycle approaches. This is Capricorn energy, where you hear me say, like, the cardinal sign needing to be able to fix certain things, being monetary minded, financial wealth for its Capricorn energy, like needing to get money, sustained, being financially driven. Expect the powerful change. That's why I said change can come in a greater time. This is the new moon eclipse, so certain things are hidden, but it's all about what you're able to tap into. Then you got, look at the bigger picture, where you hear me say, well, I said that Sagittarius energy. Yes, fire sign energy. I'm taking it on. I'm taking it. Being able to look at the bigger picture. Because I seen in the video, and then I had to go research where they said Sagittarius are the healers of the zodiacs. In most cases, it just takes them a time and a minute to really get there because of them dealing with impulse and decision and logical and nonchalantness, being evasive and all the different types of things. Crossed by air sign or whatever their moon is at that moment of their rising, whatever. But in most cases, they get stuck in certain parts, where you hear me say about them being mutable signs. Mutable signs because I always want to adjust. Well, so-and-so had a bad day, instead of saying, well, I'm going to give her a couple minutes to decompress. If she's still mad for the day, I can come back tomorrow and I can tell her, hey, I didn't like how you treated me. So a lot of times, by taking on that sense of energy, where you hear me say, look at the bigger picture, most people, they try to adjust to a lot of environments instead of saying, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to, because you don't want to be a party pooper. But when you don't be a party pooper, look what happens to you. 6 of Wands. You ain't being seen, you ain't being heard, and you just getting trampled over, and ain't no accountability. And people like, girl, well, shut the fuck up. Like, that's the energy it gives me, though. That's why I said, ooh, let me tell y'all, And some of y'all be saying these be y'all friends. I'm telling y'all, if this the way we cool, I would hate the way you hate me. So on that note, you guys, I'm finna upload this. Hope it help y'all out. Help me get my birds up. Like, what do I gotta do? Do I gotta put bait topic? Like, do I gotta put a bait topic down? Help me out. So, help me out. Other than that, though, I'll just help y'all out. If you don't like the singing, oh well. I just don't know what to do for this moment because I need some music. So, just help a nigga out. And remember, just because we all go in the same direction don't mean that we got the same intention. Holler if you need me.